Is actually wrong with the men of our generation. Just within the past year, I've had 4 close friends have traumatizing experiences with men. I feel like the term situationship has just allowed guys or whoever to get into very serious scenarios without actually having to ever make a commitment, and then someone always ends up getting hurt. And what I've recently seen from my friends is guys will actually commit to a serious relationship, and then after a few months, they're just like, you know what? I'm done. In most of these cases, the guy is the one who is chasing the girl, and then he's the one to end their relationship early on. And what's honestly really frightening is so many of my close friends have been getting broken up like over text. When did committed relationships just turn into such a casual thing? I just feel like it's kind of sad. Like, people will break up with someone so easily nowadays. I feel like the effort is just so much lower. Like, people have one issue and then they're like, we're not a good fit, we're done. Dating 101 is like, do not break up with someone over text. The standards get so low. It's honestly embarrassing for you men.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, guys, we are going to be answering the question, why are men not committing to women anymore? So this is a woman that we're going to be kicking off today's episode with, and apparently it is embarrassing for men because men are not committing to women like they used to. Now, she goes on to talk about situationships, okay, which are basically just undefined relationships. It's just an absolute mess. So without further ado, guys, let's just jump right in. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. And guys, if you are interested in supporting the channel, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. Guys, Locals is totally free to join. So if YouTube isn't really your cup of tea, make sure to come and join us over there. But let's just jump right into today's episode.
Is actually wrong with the men of our generation. Just within the past year, I've had 4 close friends have traumatizing experiences with men.
Number one, I guarantee you that the quote-unquote friends that she is referring to are herself. Okay, at least one of them is herself. Second of all, these girls throw around traumatizing to the point where it absolutely means nothing. Okay, if you're a dude who's gone to war and you've seen some horrendous things, you know, it's like a real disservice to people who actually go through traumatic things when you have women on TikTok saying that they're traumatized, when you have men going out here to fight for their country, seeing the most horrendous things, you know, and they come home and then they see women like this using the word trauma. They have absolutely no idea what it means. But so she's traumatized because men won't commit to her, guys. Let's continue.
I feel like the term situationship has just allowed guys or whoever to get into very serious scenarios without actually having to ever make a commitment, and then
what's the problem? You know, like, it takes 2 to tango, madam. If you don't want to get into this situation, you can just say no. It's really quite simple. It's all about, like, removing accountability from themselves. You understand that if you want men to commit to you, you don't actually have to go out and hook up with random dudes. You know this, right? You can actually wait until you have a relationship, or I know it's incredibly archaic these days, but back in the day, you used to wait for marriage. And there was a reason behind that. But hey, you are strong, you are independent, you are liberated, and you are welcome to do whatever it is that you please. Now, don't come crying when you actually get the consequences of what you chose to do.
And someone always ends up getting hurt. And what I've recently seen from my friends is guys will actually commit to a serious relationship, and then after a few months, they're just like, you know what? I'm done. In most of these cases, the guy is the one who is chasing the girl, and then he's the one to end their relationship early on. And what's
Number one, if a man wants to end a relationship, he can. Guys, like, you know, it's this funny thing where women are considered strong and empowered if they end a relationship, and it's all like, you go, queen, you're strong, you know, you don't need that man, he was toxic anyway, he was a narcissist, and they're cheered on. But if a man leaves a relationship, or if he chooses not to have one with a woman, then all of a sudden it's a problem. That's number one. Number two, I guarantee you that a lot of these women, when they think that they have relationships, they don't actually have relationships. It's completely undefined. Now, if you don't have this discussion with a man, then I don't care if he ditches you. You don't have a relationship with him in the first place. What I love how it's like always like my body, my choice, I can do whatever I want, I'm strong and independent. But when men make the decision to leave their ass, then all of a sudden it's like, woe is me, dating is terrible, men should be embarrassed. You know, it's really interesting how it just turns into this massive problem for a lot of these women to deal with.
Honestly, really frightening is so many of my close friends have been getting broken up like over text. When did committed relationships just turn into such a casual thing?
Again, I don't care if men are breaking up with you over text. I don't care if they're breaking up with you over carrier pigeon, if they're doing it over Morse code. I simply do not care. Okay, because guys, let's be honest, a lot of these women who, like, again, this is a girl who's complaining on TikTok, mind you. You want traditionalism from men, but you're not traditional yourself. Okay, so I'm sorry if you want men to visit you at your home in the dead of night to say that you need to talk and bring some roses and crap, whatever, those days are gone. Okay, you'll get that that text saying, yeah, look, I'm not really interested anymore, peace. And he'll block you on Instagram. And you know what? This is essentially what you asked for. It really is. Like, if you want men to be traditional, but you are not traditional yourself, I don't care when men break up with you for whatever reason. And this is what happens to men, by the way, guys. It's like these girls get a fraction of the treatment that men get, and it's just like the world's largest problem that they've ever had to deal with. It's traumatizing, okay? Women literally break up with dudes over the smallest, most silliest reasons. So I don't care if it happens to you as well. I simply do not care.
I feel like it's kind of sad. Like, people will break up with someone so easily nowadays. I feel like the effort is just so much lower. Like, people have one issue and then they're like, we're not a good fit, we're done. Dating 101 is like, do not break up with someone over text. The standards get so low. It's honestly embarrassing for you men.
It's actually not embarrassing for the men. It's embarrassing for the women. Because guess who is setting these standards? Okay, if you have a man come into your life and he doesn't have to do anything, he doesn't have to commit to you, he doesn't have to get you roses, he doesn't have to take you out on dates, but you are still willing to give your mind, body, and soul to him, that actually makes you the clown. You know? But of course, we have to try and shame men. It's like, woman makes terrible decision A, woman most affected. It's like, okay, you could simply not make that decision, but I love it how we go out here, we make a decision that has consequences, and then we complain about the consequences, and we wrap it up by trying to shame men. But let's continue into the next clip here, guys.
The moment, and pretty much what this means is that we are not getting clarity of what we want. Now,
so she's describing situationships, by the way.
I don't know if everyone has the same experiences as me, but I have been told, oh, don't say that you want to have children because that'll scare him away. Or don't seem eager because that'll scare him away. And basically just conditioning women to deny their natural affections towards showing, you know, that we want to be intimate and we want to, you know, that we desire men to be in a partnership. And it's just leading to all this hookup culture and things like that. And I think
really a beautiful sight, guys, when women get to 30 plus years of age and only then they start to realize the importance of things like clarifying boundaries. You know, and this is where we talk about, you know, a woman on her healing phase or her healing journey. But what it really is, guys, is basically just women realizing that they've run out of time. If you want to have a family, guess what? You have to say that. You can't just go on 50 fun 30-minute adventures with Chad on a Tuesday night and expect to have a wonderful family and a committed husband. And guys, I simply, like, I don't have empathy for these women who end up in this position, because you have to realize, in order for a girl to end up in this position, she has to have gone through this crap that she chose to go, like, she has to go through all the bad boys, all of these decisions that she chose to make, and then at the end, she's waiting for her good guy to save her. Okay, if you want to chase, like, if you want to engage in hookup culture, you want to chase bad boys, you want to do whatever until you're 35 years of age, hey, that's totally cool. But just don't come crying when you are 35 years of age and you're looking for a good man to get married to. Especially, guys, considering the fact that marriage is a losing deal for men. It doesn't matter which way you slice it. Now, if you want to be silly enough to be married, guys, it's personally not something that I would ever do, particularly in the West. Screw that. But if you want to do that and make that terrible decision, hey, that's on you. But to say that this is not something that just severely ruins men's lives, you have to be completely blind.
That we need to step back and say, okay, this is what I'm here for, and not be afraid of saying, I want a relationship, right? And the thing.
Nothing says maturity, guys, like a 35-year-old woman rocking up on a first date saying that she wants a relationship. I guarantee you guys, here's the funny thing, okay? They'll say that it's due to healing and all this crap, and they realize and they're mature now and they're ready to settle down. But I guarantee you guys, these women who do this, who get to this age, and then they're looking for that serious relationship and the kids and the family, once they get those things, they don't stay. You know, it's basically, I need men for this. So I'm going to go out there, get married, have my family really quick, and then I'm going to break it up and I'm going to return this to the streets. Because a lot of these women who end up in this situation, their body count is through the roof, their attitude is incredibly masculine, the man that they're going to end up with, they don't respect, the family that they have, they're going to end up fracturing, and mind you, they'll be rewarded for doing it. So it's just a lose-lose all around for men. And then they're like, man, where are all of the mature men? The mature men, guys, there are a lot of mature guys who actually want to have a family and all this sort of stuff, but the risk is just so damn high. It is incredibly high, and also to a lot of, you know, it's just not worth it to a lot of men, and really understandably so.
Thing is that a lot of men lie, a lot of men manipulate. So if they know that you want a relationship, they're going to say, yeah, I want a relationship too. And then you're going to hook up, and then, you know, eventually, have you ever had that time where you've hooked up and then, like, you know, after going on a few dates, and then anytime you see that guy, it's only to, like, hook up again, and you're like, am I in a relationship or...
No, you're not in a relationship. And there's a very, like, simple solution to this. Guys, I just have to assume, like, some very negative things about these people whenever they make videos like this, right? I gotta keep it nice and safe over here on YouTube, okay? But let's think through this for a second. You don't actually have to hook up with the guy. Like, I know it's crazy, I know it's wild, but just because he says he wants a relationship, okay, get that relationship confirmation first, continue dating for a bit, actually be a traditional woman, which, by the way, is excluded anyway because of the age that we've reached before we decided to do this. But the point still stands, you actually don't have to do that. You know? And guys, like, again, these girls, they say, oh yeah, we're going on a few dates, and he said that he wanted a relationship, and then we had the fun. Guys, I guarantee you it was like maximum 3 dates, and then she had the fun before the relationship was even confirmed anyway. So it doesn't mean, if a guy sits there and he says, hey, yeah, I want a relationship, doesn't necessarily mean he wants one with you. And hell, even if he is lying, have the forethought to think, hey, maybe I don't want to actually go through and do this. But of course, guys, no, we're going to go out here, we're going to make the poor decisions, and then we're going to be like, wow, this man manipulated me. He's such a liar. Even though it was the most obvious thing to mankind.
Or am I in a situationship? I have no idea. And
you're not in a relationship. I'm going to play that back so you can see how silly this all sounds together, guys. Take a listen.
And then, like, you know, after going on a few dates, and then anytime you see that guy, it's only to, like, hook up again, and you're like, am I in a relationship or am I in a situationship? I have no idea. And
you don't have a relationship, ma'am. You don't. I don't understand how this is so difficult to understand. If the guy has not committed to you, he has not committed to you. Doesn't matter if he says that he wants a relationship or he wants one in the future or he wants a family. The man hasn't committed to you. You guys haven't had that discussion. Again, guys, I have to just assume that these people are not thinking. Like, they're just straight up not actually using their brains.
And it turns out that they're just using you as a booty call, which is actually really frustrating. This is why I'm like, no, I'm looking for a relationship. I want to have children. I want to get married. This is what I'm after. And in order to get this, I'm going to hold myself back. I am waiting until marriage, even though I'm not religious and I'm not a virgin. It's like women are just sick of this like non-clarity stuff and like trying to work out guys and what they really want.
You're not sick of it. You're just out of time. And even if you were sick of it, who the hell cares? This is the road that you chose to walk down. Guys, I'm telling you, these women, they turn to, they try desperately to run back to traditionalism when they need things from men. It's like guys, deep down, these women know what it takes. They know how to behave, they know what to do in order to get a quality guy, but they wait until the last possible second, and then they're like, wait a minute, I'm actually gonna respect the sanctity of relationships. But you're 35. Like, why did we wait until now to do this? Because, guys, I actually agree, like, with the premise of what this woman is saying. I actually agree, towards the end there, okay? You should save yourself, don't go out with a bunch of random dudes, clarify what you want. I actually agree with what she's laying out there. But the problem is, she's laying this out now. We waited, like, I don't know, 2-3 decades in order to get to this situation. And now we're like, yeah, maybe we should actually consider the sanctity of relationships. Maybe we should hold ourselves back. And of course, there's discussion of religion in there and stuff like that, right? It's like, oh yes, now I'm going to partially turn to God because that's what I need. She said she wasn't religious or anything, but a lot of women, they actually turn to things like Christianity because they seek salvation from their terrible decisions.
Like non-clarity stuff and like trying to work out guys and what they really want. I'm done with that. I'm like, you know what? Who cares? I'm waiting until marriage. There you go. I don't have to analyze you anymore.
It's really funny, guys, because I actually consider women, for the most part, to actually be a lot more socially savvy than men on average. Like, I really do. I think that women are able to size up social situations a lot better than men on average. I think that women are by far a lot better at things like, manipulation and all this sort of stuff. I think that women are significantly more socially savvy than men, but for some reason, it's just an absolute enigma to them when men don't want a relationship. It's like they just run into a complete and utter dead end, which if they thought about for 2 seconds, they would actually realize all of the reasons why. But of course, we end up in this situation. But guys, we have time for one more clip here, so let's jump into this one. I don't think I've seen too much of this one. So this woman is responding to something which says, at what point do I initiate the conversation of what he is looking for and how? And this is going to be this woman's response.
With dating are, or what it is that they want out of the dating world, and you are missing out on a huge opportunity here. And
I'm actually going to play it back a little bit further because I think she said some more things.
Going out on a first or second date and not asking somebody what their intentions with dating are, or what it is that they want out of the dating world, and you are missing out on a huge opportunity here. And this is realistically how situationships happen. One person is afraid to ask because they think if they do, the other person will run. And then you just keep quiet. And then 4 months down the line, you start to go, oh, wait, I'm having feelings for this person.
Yeah, so it's the women that do this, by the way. It's typically not the man that does this. It's actually the women, because the women are the ones that get F-buddy zoned, for lack of a better word.
And then it just never fucking progresses. So instead, let somebody know on the first or second date, what are your intentions of dating? That's also why I say, ask somebody, tell me how your last relationship ended. What did it teach you? Find out their emotional maturity and bandwidth. Do they want another relationship?
I love how we correlate, right? Like, these women tend to correlate emotional maturity with how willing a man is to do what she wants, right? So if a man doesn't want a relationship, if a man, I don't know, wants to live out in the middle of the woods and pay none of these women attention, then he's, by definition considered someone that lacks emotional intelligence. It's really quite disgusting to me, guys, how men are considered stupid in this regard because a man might not want to commit to a woman. I just think that that's just incredibly silly.
Are they in a space that they can? Just because they say that they want one doesn't mean that they want one with you.
True.
but seeing, do their actions align with their words? So if you let someone know, hey, I'm super intentional with the way that I date and I'm not really interested in a casual fling, then you can see how they respond. How they respond, then great, let's see the actions match that.
Here's the thing, guys. Again, I actually really agree with this particular point that these women are making. I think it's a great point. Okay, you know, you want to do all your clarification, don't, you know, see what the guy actually wants so you don't end up in a situation that you don't want to be in, blah blah blah. I actually agree with all of this. What I don't agree with is waiting until 35 plus years of age to come to this conclusion. Because again, guys, they know how to act, but it's like they want to wait until they're at this period in their life when they need something from men, and now they're all like, oh, I'm out here intentionally dating. Wait, you mean to tell me that you weren't intentionally dating and you were just having casual flings and hookups and all this kind of crap before you started looking for your Prince Charming to settle down with? Like, guys, can you imagine, right? Like, let's just get into a bit of a scenario here, okay? You're like a 40-year-old dude, you've been working on yourself, grinding, you know, grinding your business, grinding your, you know, going to the gym, all this sort of stuff for the last couple of decades, okay? You're just jacked out of your mind, you got lots of money, you're an absolute walking prize to a lot of these women, okay? Some 35-year-old woman wants to try and intentionally date with you. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Okay, because she wants to come. So consider this, right? You're a dude who's successful, you know, you're looking good, whatever. She wants to essentially trade herself into this relationship. She's looking for a leg up. Like, she's gone through all of these bad boys, guys, but now she is ready to settle down. It reminds me of women who, like, guys, for any of you who have been in this situation, if you're a dude who's out there choosing to date, okay, women will try and just pull crap that makes absolutely no sense. Like, they'll do things like, oh, you know, if you've organized to meet up with a woman, she'll say crap like, I just think we should really get to know each other more over text, and they'll frame it as though it's in the man's benefit. Like, you would not believe how many of these situations women get themselves into where they are at a severe disadvantage, and then they try and frame it as though the man is like somehow benefiting from rescuing her life from her terrible decisions. It makes me laugh every time, guys. But guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, guys, don't forget to come and join us over on Locals. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel, you can do it over there. But you guys can also watch totally for free as well if you are not a big fan of YouTube, which if you aren't a big fan of YouTube, personally, I don't blame you. But guys, we're going to be leaving it there. Make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.